right, and we're here this week with our week seven of Black Hat football, and we have our player show starting now. We are here with Mr. Andrew Smiley and Mr. Dylan. Dylan Davis. I want to make sure it was right. Who are some of our athletes on the football team? Good to be back this week. We had a bye week last week, so we weren't here to do our show and bring you the players and the coaches and the predictions on last week. But we are back this week, and this will be week one of district play here for the Black Cats, as they will be traveling to Brownsboro will be coming here to face the Black Cats on Friday night. Andrew, Dylan, thank y'all for coming and sitting in with us. I just kind of mentioned it a minute ago. We've gone through our non-district. Y'all had a little bye week last week to rest up, kind of heal up some little ailments that somebody might have been having. I don't know if y'all had anything, but we're back in this week and getting back in the groove, ready for another Friday night this coming Friday against Brownsboro. What are some of the things y'all are looking forward to, going into district play now?
Thank you for letting us come on. I will say that. I will say one thing I'm looking forward to is having a clean slate. Preseason's over, just like you said, and we're coming into district with a clean slate. Time to start up a streak, win district now. That's our goal.
We're just looking forward to showing y'all what we made of. We had a little hiccups, but we 0-0. Time to get to work.
Right, and I think y'all both said it just perfectly. We phased out of the non-district, which is like we've talked about before. That's the first season of your year, and now you're moving into your second season where you do start over 0-0. Our non-district, we came out of it 1-4, not wins and loss wise where all of us would have wanted to be, but like you said, Dylan, we're 0-0 going into this week, getting ready to face Brownsboro. What are some of the things that you guys were able to work on through the bye week and then into this week heading into Friday?
Making sure we get the little things right. Because when you're on the field, making sure you get the little things right will make sure the big things happen right.
Like you said, the little things, we were able to get better with our conditioning, always get stronger, work on some plays. It's always something to get better at.
Right. And hearing that is good, with that bye week. A lot of people think when you get a bye week, you just get to go home and chill and relax and not do anything, but I'm pretty sure the way Coach Abram and his staff is, that's a week to work hard and get some things going, and I'm sure you guys did that last week, and then getting back into your normal game week routine this week. We've seen a little bit of Brownsboro. I haven't seen a whole lot. What are some of the key, things that you guys have taken away from what you've seen from them this week, or some of the key things that y'all are going to see from them and have to go against?
Definitely the defense, they're just going to stack more people up. They're going to bring a lot of guys, and we're just going to have to get bigger down low. It always starts down the trenches. It starts with us, the linemen, so it's going to have to work extra hard.
As Coach puts it, it's a physical game. Whatever's physical is going to come out on top. Being physical will fix a lot of your mistakes.
And one thing that I like to see during the non-district play is y'all being able to play the tough teams that y'all did. Y'all didn't have an easy task ahead of you. And bar a couple of mistakes here and there on the field, y'all's record could be reversed very easily. Now, going into district play after playing this hard non-district season, which I'm not saying our district road's going to be any easier. Van's going to be a good contest. We know Bullard's going to be a good contest as they were last year. Canton's always usually got a decent football team. But whenever you're able to play a tough non-district schedule like that and play as good as y'all have coming in with the new system, seeing that y'all can be successful in the areas that y'all are trying to improve, what can you take from this non-district play to continue to keep your confidence level high, knowing, hey, it's a brand new season, we're starting football now, this is the road to the playoffs?
I definitely think our offense has just come together. I think when we started off with Cameron Yo, we didn't get a scrimmage, so we kind of were just out there from our practice. I think we definitely got it together now. We're just rolling, Our defense, they're always going to come out and hit somebody. So I think it's just always, you got to take away knowledge from every game. From every game you play, you just got to get better regardless of whether you win or lose. So just going to use that coming into the district.
I will say it's like district, it's time to buckle down and get to it. Because, preseason, you got that dream going into it that you wanna get to the state championship, but then when district hits, you really got to buckle down because the dream's over. Nothing's guaranteed once you hit district. If you lose, playoffs aren't guaranteed. So you got to make sure you don't look past any opponent during any week.
Good answer. Good answer.
Right. And so, Dylan, you play up front. We up on the offensive line. That's one of the things we've talked about a lot, and I heard you mention it earlier. Is just being physical and playing as physical as possible, and being more confident in what you guys do as far as your assignments. Y'all played some pretty big guys all season, on the opposing teams, and some good defensive lines. Are you seeing that same thing out of this week? And what are some of the keys you guys up front on the offensive side of the ball are going to have to really key in on?
We're going to have to really key in on just having more guys in our gap. Definitely, we've seen teams stack a lot of guys before, but I think this week we're just going to have to work it even more. We're going to have to, it's going to be more of a man-on situation. So I think it's just going to have to be, with your offensive line, it's not like you're a receiver. It's not like you always just going to have to make the play by yourself, because most of the time you're going to have help. But I think it's just this week it's going to have to be a lot of man-on.
It was like Wallace said, our past couple of teams that we've played, y'all have gone up against a lot of big defensive linemen. Have y'all seen anything on film that is going to match y'all up a little bit better on the line? Does Brownsboro have a big defensive line? And what key defensive player, there's always that one that you have to key on to make sure you know where he's at, that y'all have seen on film so far this week?
Well, I wouldn't say they're the biggest the biggest defensive line that we face, but I think just the amount of guys that they bring is just going to be a problem. Well, it's not going to be a problem, but it's just going to have to be something we look out for. And I think they don't really just have a standout guy that we just saw, but just the amount of guys, I think, numbers. It just happens.
And then Andrew, you're a wide receiver or tight end in our offense. We've seen, we've seen you guys be able to get out, and we've thrown the ball a little more in some of the previous weeks. So what are some of the things you guys, just staying focused? Because, as a receiver, you want to run out routes and catch balls, and in the offense sometimes it doesn't call for that as much. How do you stay focused in what you're supposed to be doing, following your assignments until your chance to get out and go run one of those routes?
Well, just filling in the team role. If I'm asked to block and the play requires me to block, that's what I got to go do. Because I know that if I do block, we maybe can come out in the same formation, and I may be able to go run out. I may be able to go run a route out to the outside, and then maybe they won't stack the box as much, and it'll lighten it up on the running backs to make it easier on our O-linemen. Also, receivers, we got to make sure we keep focusing in, minimize the false starts we may have sometimes as the tight ends. Make sure we're just doing our job, filling our role.
Well, guys, we thank you all for coming and sitting in with us. Y'all have anything else y'all want to share while you're here? If not,
I got one question for y'all. I know how the wide receivers don't usually like it, but how do linemen like this cooler weather that's done come about? Have y'all been sweating as much since this cold weather hit?
I honestly don't really bother. Weather don't really bother me. I'm the type of person in the cold to go out with no jacket, shorts.
Well, like me, I call this fat man weather, because usually in the summertime I walk outside and I start sweating from my brow, and that's just walking out of the house.
Y'all call it hot, we call it tropical.
Well, we want to thank you guys. Good luck this week.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Black Cats.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Mexia Sports Network would like to send a big thank you to our sponsors. Some may know and some may not know. This business is funded by the owner and co-owner. However, we do offer sponsorships during sports seasons. When you sponsor a spot on the Mexia Sports Network, you get advertisement during live games. Also, your sponsorship assists in obtaining shirts for our announcers and equipment that is used to bring you better services. Thank you all to past and present for your support. Tonight's game is sponsored by Mexia Sports Network, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Woodman Life, Subway, Joe Fridays, Elizabeth C. Ferrari Realtor, and Big Drip Fashion Hall.
All right, and we're back with our coaches segment of our Week 7 Maheb Black Hat football show. We have Coach Abram here with us once again this week. Again, Coach, we want to say thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Wallace Hyde, James Deichler here on the call with Coach Abram. We didn't get to see you last week because we were on a bye, and as far as the football team, and then we decided to take us a bye as well.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with taking a little bit of a break, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know, and we talked with it a little bit with the two young men that we had here earlier. With the bye, you know, it kind of separates our, like we talked about before, our first season from our second season, or non-district from district play. And you know, at the end of our non-district, wins and loss wise, it wasn't where I'm sure you or any of us would have wanted it to be.
Right.
However, you get that bye week and you get to start this week, and like they said and we talked about, you're 0-0, you know, and so you're starting over this new season. And what are some of the things that you guys really focused on in that bye week leading up into this week?
Well, most definitely, as much as I hate to say it, we actually needed that week. Man, we were actually beat up more than a lot of people probably knew. You know, just the caliber of teams that we have played prior to going into this game Friday night. You know, we hadn't been playing a slouch schedule.
Right.
You know, I'm going to say that probably out of the 5 teams, maybe one of them wasn't ranked in the top 10 in the state, or at least the top 15 in the state at the time that we played them. So it's not like we were walking out on the field with some guys that we were just going to run through and not have many issues of dealing with. So we played a pretty tough pre-district schedule, and you know, while I totally agree with you, I wish we would have come out 5-0. But with every win and with every loss, you learn lessons, and that's what we did in those first 5 games. And you know, we learned what it's like to play some physical football for 5 straight weeks, and we really did. We needed that week last week to recoup and recover for the second part of the season, as been stated, because yes, the entire season matters, but this part of the season is what really matters. Because this part of the season is what determines what happens from here on out. You know, I made the statement early in the year, and I'll say it again. There are definitely 4 games that matter a little bit more to me than any other games that were played, and we're fixing to start those 4. So we during the open week, we really did again just use that as an opportunity to recover and recoup and get ready for this part of the season. We did practice. You know, we didn't. As a matter of fact, we took 1 day off, and that was the first time I've ever done that. So as I'm sitting here saying we recovered and recouped, we still practiced and got after it. But you know, we felt that there's also some things that we had to work on and get and to make sure we were trying to get better at as we went into this second part of this season, which is, I mean, to be quite honest, a little bit more important. So that was really our focus and the direction that we wanted to go as we progress to where we are now.
And like you said, you know, y'all had a tough non-district schedule, and that's what I like to see whenever football starts, because barring what district does, you know, usually when you get into district, and, you know, like you said, records, their slate's clean, and You know, teams talk about, well, this team's going to finish first, but once y'all hit district, things change.
Yeah.
And that's one reason is because of the tough non-district schedule. Which we know once you hit the playoffs, that's the caliber of teams you're going to be playing.
Yes.
What has your coaching crew done to continue to keep up the confidence level for these kids, knowing that we didn't have the non-district record as we were hoping, which, like I told the kids, you know, with barring a couple of mistakes, the records could flip-flop.
For sure.
What has your coaching crew done to keep the mentality of these kids, these younger kids, who's it's easy for them to lose focus whenever they're down and they feel out? What has your coaching crew done to continue the confidence level?
I'm going to be honest, as we've tried to stay as normal as possible, just to be quite honest with you, and that is a fear. I mean, there's no question about it. Whenever you play the type of schedule that we've played and the unfortunates that have happened that you know we've experienced, that is, you know, a fear that you deal with is so how do your guys handle that? You know, do you get beat down and you develop the mindset of I can't win, or do you take it on as a challenge and you see every week as this was an opportunity for me to learn something, and this was an opportunity for me to get better. And I'm going to say that I really, watching our kids play those first 5 games, and I'll be honest, with the exception of the China Spring game, I'll openly say I felt like we played horrible. That was the worst football game that we played. That's a team that I never thought that I would have seen come out to play. But if we needed to get it out of our system, boom, it's gone.
Yes, sir.
You know, now it's time to move on. And the week of practice that we've had, if we could have stepped on the field Monday with them, I like our chances. Just because of the intensity that has come with what we're doing and where we're trying to go, the mindset of the guys. You know, I had actually after practice today, I was talking to Jarrell. You know, and he made the statement to me. He said, "Coach, we're good. We in district we're about to do what we need to do." And that's all I need to hear from one of the leaders of our team, from one of the senior leaders of our team. That's all I need to hear. Just, yes, sir, thank you. You know, because I definitely already had that feeling. Those thoughts had already been in my mind. But to know that, as you stated, after what had occurred previously, those past 5 weeks, after those things had occurred, and for him to come up during a conversation with me and make that statement, then it's great, you know. So I'm really excited about what's about to take place, and man, I want to say the next 4 weeks, but we're going to take it one game at a time. But what's about to take place come Friday night, I'm really excited based on the week of practice that we've had, and again the week of recovery that we at the time we didn't realize it was, but that we were blessed to get, so that we can be prepared for what's about to take place.
Right, and you know, having those built-in bye weeks, and like you said, you want to keep playing, and then realizing, oh man, we really need this week to be off. It becomes big, and you know, you know, when you play, you realize it, but you know, some of us that have been removed from playing for a little while, we seem to forget that. And during that time, you know, I know you don't have a game last week, and you're preparing to start district, and you've got Brownsboro coming into my head on Friday. What are some of the things that you've been able to see from Brownsboro? You know, we've talked about every week how different our opponents were in our non-district, and it gave us a really good look at just about everything you can expect offensively and defensive-wise. What are some of the things that we're expecting to see from Brownsboro?
Well, Brownsboro is very similar to us offensively. They're not Salado, but they do base out of a wing tee. So, you know, if anybody who watches, quite a bit of high school football, especially, start throwing some state championship games out there. If you watch Pleasant Grove play, the style of offense Pleasant Grove runs is what Brownsboro runs. Now, with that being said, no, by no means am I taking a shot at Brownsboro, but they're not Pleasant Grove either. That's the style of format offensively that you're going to see. You're going to have a wing. They're going to do some fire motion with the wing. They're going to do some orbit motion with the wing, and you're going to see some misdirection, and then they're going to try to throw the ball off of it as well as maybe try to run a little bit of option off of it. And how do you defend that? The way you defend that is you play disciplined, sound defense. Every man has a job. Do your job.
Right.
Just do your job. I read my key, and based on what my key tells me to do, that's what I do. If I end up hitting the man without the football, then great. Then they know you better not run that play, and he keeps it because I'm here to make the tackle.
Right.
And as long as the other guys that are doing their job, if they're doing their job, then we're going to make the tackle, and we're putting ourselves in the position that we're supposed to be putting ourselves in. So I think we, as stated, man, we have been battle tested and prepared for this, and again, it is just a little bit different from what Salado brought, but wing T, slot T, they're cousins. It just depends on where you want to put that guy, and it has helped us to prepare for what we're about to see on Friday, and I'm really excited about the way that our guys have practiced in this preparation. And then from a defensive standpoint, I'm going to be honest, man. I mean, it's almost like just pull the dice out and roll them and let's see what happens, and that's what we're going to run, because we've seen a 10-1, we've seen a 3-4, we've seen a 5-2, we've seen a 4-2-5 look, so we've seen what's called a gap 8. So guys, get a dry erase board and draw some stuff up and let's see. But no, what I really feel we're probably going to see is a lot of different looks for our front, our linemen, and I think they're doing that to try to get some advantage with some of the guys they have up front with their D-line. I was visiting with Freddie before I came over here, and I was telling him that their nose guard, I mean, to be honest with you, if he was playing for us, he'd probably be an outside linebacker or a corner. I mean, that's the body style that he has. So they have a kid right there that's going to utilize his quickness and his speed to try to disrupt what we're trying to do in the backfield, and that is a problem. I mean, just to be quite honest with you, that's a problem. We obviously have seen that problem at some point in time in this season, as far as our guys getting through and disrupting what we're trying to do in the backfield from our linemen. But I think that we've gotten better, and I think that in my mind, the whole night we better, but I get it if at one point in time or another he does slip through and create some disruption. Bravo, you're not going to do it again. But that's what they're going to try to do with that young man, as well as they got a little bit of size with their two defensive tackles, or three techniques is what they're probably going to line up in, and they still come off the ball, and really this style of defense that we're expecting it's really get in a gap and go is what it is. Just get in a gap and go, and let's when we get in the backfield, let's find the ball and see what we can't do. I think that offensively we have a pretty good plan to attack what they're trying to do in the many ways that they can try to do it. If we stomp our toe once or twice, I think that Coach Griffin and offensive staff are going to do a good job of making whatever adjustment needs to be made, because when it's all said and done, you better contain those cats that's about to run the ball, and if you can't contain them, then good luck. That's really our plan of action in approaching this game Friday night.
I mean, you pretty much covered everything right there, and we were going to say it, talking with Dylan and Andrew, they, one of the things they've said that they saw on film was that Brownsboro just kind of throws defenses out there. They may have 10, 11 guys up in the line of scrimmage ready to come on the play. Or, maybe back with a three-man front. You just kind of never know with them, and really holding the gaps. And one of the things that was good to hear from Dylan was that he said that, as far as the offensive line, they feel like they're at a point right now in the season where they're comfortable with stuff. They know what they're supposed to do. They're ready to get after it and go.
Yes.
And, at this point, that's what you want to hear because
Yes.
he said it himself, thinking about that first game, just jumping out there with no practice, and you're just kind of trying to figure stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're ready and,
Yes.
I'm good at what we're supposed to
Yes.
be doing going into the week. And how important is that for your offense?
Man, I tell you, I've just been so impressed and tickled watching those guys this week, those linemen, pull in, those guards pulling and going. And heck, today, I don't even know what the play was that we ran, but I just know that I saw one of the running backs with the ball, and I saw linemen out there. And then as the linemen are clearing the way, I see Lamarian still trying to find somebody to block it. I'm like, oh my God. Can we run that play every play? Because how do you stop us when you have all that beef and then you got your quarterback who's 200 and whatnot pounds that has worked his way up to a corner or a safety? Good luck. So anyways, I'm really impressed with the way that we have progressed, as well as the way that I really feel the guys have begun to embrace what we're trying to do, and there's just still so many things that are beginning to unfold within our scheme offensively, as well as defensively, that really the sky's the limit. And as stated, we've begun to understand what we need to do, and in doing that, we're getting better, and they're getting more comfortable, and we're able to do more things, and I think that it really does. It makes it really fun, or it's going to make it a lot more fun and really fun for me to watch, and those guys to get in the end zone, and those linemen to get pancakes, and all those fun things that they like to do. So we're excited about where we are and the direction we feel like we're going.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you again for sitting and joining us this week. We're going to wrap it up for the week. We want to say, go Black Cats. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Let's bring home a win.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mexia Insurance Services proudly supports Mexia ISD, the Mexia Black Cats, and the Mexia Lady Cats. Located at 811 Milam Street and serving the Tri-County area insurance needs for over 30 years, with coverages for auto, home, business, life, health, and renters, as well as bonds. Call today for a free quote and a review of your current coverage. 254-562-3894. Go Cats! Milestones and moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings Downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, Downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS.
Heritage Real Estate LLC, voted by readers of the Mexia News as the best real estate company and best realtor for 2020, is proud to support the Mexia Black Cats. Broker and owner Mitzi Eves, as well as Heritage Realtors Pat Adams and Kelly Lauderdale, are all graduates of Mexia High School. Together, Heritage Real Estate LLC Realtors have over 30 years of real estate experience, are very involved in the community, and are dedicated to their clients. Heritage Real Estate LLC works with sellers, buyers, and investors for residential, lake properties, lots and acreage, and commercial properties in Limestone, Freestone, Leon, Robertson, Navarro, and the surrounding counties. You can find Heritage Real Estate LLC listings on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, and many other websites. Call Heritage Real Estate LLC at 254-562-7899 anytime for help with all your real estate needs.
Neighbors and friends, hi. My name is Freddie Greer Sr., and I'm a candidate for Limestone County, Mexia, Texas City Council District 2. For over 20 years, I have volunteered my time, energy, and leadership to serve my community. I'm a proud father and a concerned citizen. I'm approachable, available, and I want to serve as your next City Council member for District 2, and I approve this message.
All right, and we're back now with our Week 7 prediction show. Kenneth Wallace High, Denora Sandals, Vance Rose, and James Deichler here this week. James is back, so I won't forget to call out his predictions. But we've wrapped up our player show for the week. We've also wrapped up our coaches show, and now we're on to our predictions. So we'll bring you some high school predictions, college predictions, and NFL predictions. And hopefully we can get more right than we don't this week. Starting off, we started off with Freddie's hometown, the Groesbeck Goats, will be hosting the Malakoff Tigers. Freddie, we do it every week. You want to step around here and give us your prediction for the week?
Yeah, I'll give my prediction for the week. I got Malakoff 80, Groesbeck 0.
That's rubbing it in, Freddie.
For the first time ever,
The truth shall set you free.
Freddie has not favored his goats this week, which I don't think he'll be alone in that. James, what do you have on this game?
I'm going to be a little bit more compassionate with the Goats, and I think they'll make Malakoff make one mistake, but lose 57-2.
To 2.
I'm gonna take Malachi 45-14 and hope it goes 4 quarters.
I got Malakoff 65-6.
And I have Malakoff winning big too. I have them winning 63-7. I think Groesbeck will get a late touchdown in. Next, we'll move all the way over to Hillsboro, and the Eagles will be taking on the Venus Bulldogs. James, how do you have that one shaping up?
I've got Hillsboro taking it 28-17.
I got Hillsboro 14-12.
I got Hillsboro 27-13.
And I have Hillsboro 21-17. Our third game will be the China Spring Cougars hosting the Gatesville Hornets. James?
I think it's going to be a good game, a little closer than what people might think, and I'm going to take China Springs 45-21.
I'm going to take China Springs 42-14.
I got China Springs 40-7.
And I'm going to take China Springs 45-7. Next, we'll have the Crockett Bulldogs traveling to Palestine to take on the Westwood Panthers. James?
I've got Crockett winning 30-14.
I got Crockett winning 28-7.
I got Crockett winning 20-10.
And I have Crockett winning 35-7. Now we'll go over just down the road to Wortham, as the Bulldogs will host the Frost Polar Bears.
Yeah, I
James?
think the Frost Polar Bears are going to bring the blizzard to Wortham and win 38-37.
Oh.
I'm going to take Wortham 21-14.
I got Wortham 23-19.
And I have Wortham as well, 21-14. So, moving on, we'll get a good rivalry here, as we'll see the Mart Panthers host the Bremond Tigers in a traditional yearly rivalry. This is usually a tough game each year. I think both teams still have pretty good squads that are going to come out there. So, James, what do you got?
I got Mart taking it 38-28.
I got Mart 35-28.
I got Mart 24-20.
And I have Mart in this one 35-27. And moving on, we'll have South Grand Prairie Warriors will be making their way over to Hewitt to take on the Midway Panthers.
I know that Midway might be down a little bit this year, but I'm still taking them to win 24-17.
I'm going to take them 21-7.
I got South Grand Prairie 30-7.
I'm going with the Warriors also. And I'm going to give them a nod 31-24. So, another pretty good rivalry here, as the Waxahachie Indians will be taking on the Ennis Lions, as they have the Battle of 287 and all the construction they have going on in between there. They're only about 15 minutes apart, but it might take you an hour to get there. So who do you have in this one, James?
I got Ennis taking it 35-14.
I got Ennis 28-7.
I got Ennis 45-13.
And I have Ennis winning in this one 38-21. Next, we'll go over to Waco as the Waco High Lions host the Killeen Kangaroos. James?
Yeah, Waco High's kind of been a little bit impressive this year, but, Killeen's always got some studs on that team, but I'm going to take Waco 27-20.
I'm going to take Killeen 28-7.
I got Killeen 21-16.
Oh, and I'm going to go with Waco as well, James. And I'm going to get Waco winning this one 21-20. And now we move over to Franklin as the Lions host the Rogers Eagles. How do you have that one, James?
I got Franklin taking it 38-14.
I got Franklin 28-7.
I got Franklin 27-10.
And I have Franklin as well. And I'm going to say 35-14. So we'll come over as the Hubbard Jaggers will take on the Chilton Pirates.
I'm going to take Hubbard on this one, 27-21.
I'm going to take Chilton 21-14.
I got Hubbard 30-7.
And I'm taking Hubbard as well, 28-20. And then we'll come back a little bit closer this way. Well, actually, the team that'll be the visitor will be closer to us as Coolidge. The Yellow Jackets will go over to Golson to take on the Wildcats. James?
I think the Jackets will take this 62-35.
I got Coolidge 65-50.
I got Coolidge 45-40.
I'm going to take Coolidge in this one as well, and I'm going to give them a 56-42 victory. Next, we'll have the Conley Cadets will be hosting the Salado Eagles.
As we saw Salado, they got a pretty good defense, but I think Conley, they're going to air it out a little bit too much for Salado, and they're going to win this one 21-17.
I'm going to take Conley 28-21.
I got Salado 33-31.
And I have Conley in a close one as well, and I have Conley winning 28-24. I think that's going to be a good one. It's going to be two really good programs over there going head to head. Next, we go from one that's probably going to be pretty good over in Waco. We'll come over to Tig, and right now the Lions are winless, and they'll take on the winless Fairfield Eagles. And you haven't been able to say that too much over the last couple of decades between those two teams. But this is a big rivalry for those two teams. I know they'll come out playing hard and have a lot of passion in that game. So, James, who do you have taking that one?
I got Tig taking it 17-16.
I got Fairfield 14-7.
I got Tig 7-6.
And I have Tig 4. You sticking with that 7 points?
That's their average.
I think the rivalry's gonna give them a little boost this week, and I have Tig winning 14-13. Fairfield's gonna miss an extra point conversion, I guess. I don't know. And now we'll move it over to our home team as the Mexia Blackcats will host the Brownsboro Bears this Friday night. James?
I feel our Black Cats offense is going to pull it back together and take this one 35-21.
I got my hair 35, Brownsboro 7.
I got my hair 34-17.
And I'm going to take Mexia, just like James said. I think our offense is going to show up big. I'm going to go Mexia 42, Brownsboro 14. That'll wrap it up for our high school. We know we got a little late start today, due to us coming on air at the time that we were able to come on. So we're going to roll right on through to our college predictions. Our first game will be the Louisville Cardinals traveling to Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. James?
I got Louisville taking it 26-17.
I got Georgia Tech 14-7.
I got Louisville 31-27.
And I'm taking Louisville 24-17. Next, we'll have the North Carolina Tar Heels, Dinos' favorite college, hosting Virginia Tech.
I had to clean the paper off after I picked this one. I'm taking North Carolina 27 to
Good
17.
choice.
I'm going to take North Carolina 28 to 21.
I got Carolina 17 to 10.
I'm going to take North Carolina 24 to 17. No, 24 to 20 in this one. Our next matchup will be the Texas A&M Aggies hosting the Florida Gators.
I got Florida taking this one 33 to 17.
I got them 28 to 7.
I got Florida 31-24.
And I'm taking Florida 31 to 17. Nobody had any faith in the Aggies this week.
Sorry, Jimbo Fisher.
Our next matchup will be in the Big 12 as the Texas Tech Red Raiders travel to Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, I think this is my upset. I'm going to take Tech 24 to 21.
I'm going to take Iowa State 28-21.
I got Iowa State 30 to 20.
I'm going to take Tech as well, and they've been putting up points against some good teams. I'm going to take them winning 42 to 31.
I want to watch that game.
Yeah. Our next game will be the Georgia Bulldogs hosting the Tennessee Volunteers. What do you have, James?
I've got Georgia taking it 33 to 20.
I got Georgia 35 to 14.
I got Tennessee 28-24.
Oh, Zeno with the upset. I'm going Georgia in this one, 21-17. And then our next game is the Byu Cougars.
That is the University of Texas of San Antonio.
I know.
Roadrunners?
Yes,
Roadrunners.
we'll be hosting the UTSA Roadrunners. James?
I didn't put a score down, but I'm going to take BYU 42 to 7.
I'm going to take BYU 28 to 7.
I got BYU 42-17.
I think the Roadrunners might pick up a little bit more fight than some people may think, and I'm still gonna go with BYU though. I think they'll take it 28 to 17. Our next game, trying to figure out which Louisiana this is that James has on the paper because he just put Louisiana. So it'll be La Tech. Will be hosting Coastal Carolina. James?
I'm going to take Coastal Carolina upsetting them 24 to 20.
Oh.
I'm going to take Louisiana 28 to 7.
I got Louisiana 26-10.
And I'm going to go La Tech as well, 24 to 17. And now we move on down as the LSU Tigers will be hosting the Missouri Tigers. So which Tigers are you picking, James?
I am going with LSU 28 to 14.
I'm going to take LSU 35 to 7.
I got LSU 28-13.
And I'm going to go LSU as well. And I think they'll get the win 27 to 14. Next, we'll come in with the number one team in the country, Clemson Tigers. Will be hosting number 7 Miami Hurricanes, the U.
I kind of lowballed Miami with their score, but I'm still taking Clemson 23 to 17.
And I'm going to take Clemson 21 to 14.
I got the U 37-30.
Oh, Dinos is full of upsets this week. I'm going to go Clemson because Clemson's at home in Death Valley, and it's just hard to pick against them. Miami's playing really good football, which is why I think it'll be a close one. But I'm going to go Clemson pulling this one out 28-24.
When's the last time Clemson lost at home?
It's been a while.
Dino's like, oh, crap.
Nah.
All right, so we'll move on and we'll go bring up the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will host the Florida State Seminoles.
I'm taking Notre Dame 30 to 20.
I'm taking Notre Dame 28 to 7.
I got Notre Dame 40-20.
And I'm taking Notre Dame as well, 31 to 13. Florida State just they hadn't had a strong showing this year. So here we'll go, and I believe this is Mississippi State. We'll be traveling to Kentucky to take on the Wildcats.
I think Kentucky's going to win this one 24 to 14.
So this is Mississippi State?
Yeah.
See,
I'm going to go with Mississippi State 28 to 24 then.
James confuses everybody because he doesn't put the whole team name on it.
I got Mississippi 30 to 16.
I'm going Mississippi State as well, and I think they'll win a pretty good one, but I think they'll pull it out 24-17. And next, we'll stay with Mississippi, but this time it'll be Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi. Will be hosting the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I got Alabama staying on their win streak, 27-10.
I got Alabama 45-7.
I got Alabama 60-14.
I'm going to take Alabama 45-17. And so we'll stay in the state of Alabama, and the Auburn Tigers will be hosting the Arkansas Razorbacks.
I got Auburn taking this one 37-13.
I got Auburn 21-0.
What did I say, Alabama?
I got Auburn 50-7.
Oh, okay.
You said Auburn.
Okay.
Don't
you
do
say
that.
50-7?
Yeah.
The
Arkansas
North say it's going to be some blowouts.
Arkansas is bad.
Yeah.
They
Is
bad.
Jerry Jones' son?
Grandson
quarterbacking up there?
playing?
Grandson, I mean?
He's on the team.
He's on the
I
team.
think he's the backup.
Okay.
But I'm taking Auburn also because I seen Arkansas play as well. But I think Auburn will probably pull this one out, 41-14. And next we'll move over to Marshall as they travel all the way to Kentucky to take on Western Kentucky.
I got Western Kentucky taking this one 21-20.
I got Western Kentucky 24-7.
I got Western Kentucky 21-13.
And I have Western Kentucky 17-10. And now for Dino's new favorite school, the Citadel, that he just learned about the last couple of weeks. They'll be traveling all the way up to West Point to take on Army.
And I've got Citadel taking this one 26-20.
I got Army 28-7.
I got Army 36-7.
36-7.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Army in this one as well. I think Army's going to put up 28 on the Citadel, and the Citadel's going to get a field goal. They're going to win 28-3.
I'm telling you.
So next we have a big game, and it'll be the Battle of the River, or the Red River Shootout. Red River, yeah, Battle of the River is ours.
Used to
the
be.
Used to be. The Red River Shootout between the Oklahoma Sooners and the University of Texas Longhorns, which is held at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. James?
I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to take Texas 27-24.
Oh, I think it's going to be close too. 28-21 Texas.
I got Texas 41-33.
And I'm taking Texas in this one as well, 31-28. And that'll wrap up our college portion. We'll roll right into our NFL picks for the week. And we have a Thursday night game. Tomorrow night, it'll have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. James?
I got the Bucks 28-20.
I got the Bucks 28-21.
I got the Bucks 28-20.
And I have the Bucks 28-21.
Somebody cheated on my paper.
So next we'll move down is the Baltimore Ravens will be at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I got the Ravens taking this one 21-17.
I got the Ravens 35-14.
I got the Ravens 31-17.
And I'm taking the Ravens 35-21. Our next game will be the Kansas City Chiefs at home against the Los Angeles Raiders. I always want to say Oakland still, so I have to catch myself. James?
I got Patrick Mahomes rolling through the Raiders 35-24.
I got them 35-21.
I got them 28-16.
I think it'll be a good game. The Raiders have been playing good football, but I think the Chiefs are going to be too much, and they're going to win 42-21. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills will be visiting the Tennessee Titans.
I got Tennessee taking this 29-20.
I got the Bills 28-14.
I got the Titans 27-21.
And I have the Bills in this one 24-21. I think that's going to be a good one, the two undefeated teams so far.
Yeah.
And next we'll have Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals traveling up to New York to take on the Jets.
I'm gonna give the Jets 20 points of this, but they're gonna lose to the Cardinals 21-20.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals 28-7.
I got the Cardinals 24-10.
And I'm going to take the Cardinals as well. I think they're going to have a big game against the Jets, and they'll put up 42 points to the Jets 14. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles will be traveling over to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. James?
I think the Steelers are gonna kick a game-winning field goal and win 17-14.
I'm gonna take the Steelers 35-28.
I got the Steelers 28-3.
Hey, as long as they lose.
Right. And I'm going to take the Steelers as well in this one, and I think they're going to win 28-17.
Philadelphia's first place, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Just because of last week, too.
Now the Houston Texans will be at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think the Texans are going to deep snap a ball out of the end zone, and the Jags are going to win 23-21.
I'm gonna take the Texans 28-21.
I got the Texans 24-17.
And I'm going to take the Texans as well, because I don't think they'll deep snap a ball out of the end zone, because the deep snapper is my friend. And I have not seen him have a botch snap since I've known him since 2004.
How about the Texans? It shows the records 1-3. Who'd they beat?
They won last week.
No, they ain't won a ball game this year, have we?
Yeah, they won one.
I don't know. We'll have to look back.
That's what it showed.
Did it show that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was last week they won.
Well, so moving on to our next game, the Los Angeles Rams will be traveling across the country to face the Washington football team.
And I actually did put Washington football team, but I said, nah. But the Rams are going to take this 35-10.
I got the Rams 28-14.
I got the Rams 30-17.
And I have the Rams 31-7. Next up, we'll have the Falcons hosting the Carolina Panthers.
I think the Falcons will get this one at home, 26-20.
I'm going to take the Panthers 28-14.
I got the Panthers 31-20.
I'm taking the Falcons in this one, 28-24.
Because they're about due?
Yeah, they're about due.
They've got too much fire on that offense.
Something's got to shake. They keep losing all of these bad games. I don't know. I think he might be out this week.
Who is that?
Julio Jones. I know he had that groin injury last week and left the game.
But you know that their record should be 1-3 if they know how to pick up an onside kick.
yeah, that's right.
So next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers playing host to the Miami Dolphins.
And this kills my wife because this is both her favorite teams. So she ain't going to know who to root for. But I'm going to take the Niners 23-20.
I'm going to take the 49ers 35-14.
I got the 49ers 27-10.
I'm going to take the 49ers again as well, and I hope George Kittle keep getting me points on my fantasy team. And they're going to win 27-17. And next up, we'll have the New England Patriots taking on the Denver Broncos.
I got the Patriots taking it 20-13.
I got the Patriots 35-21.
I got the Patriots 26-10.
And I have the Patriots winning this one by a score of 27-24. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns at home against the Indianapolis Colts.
I got the Browns taking this 26-17.
I got the Browns 28-21.
I got the Browns 31-16.
And I have the Browns as well. Maybe they'll keep the offense rolling, and Odell will keep playing, and I can get some more fantasy points.
From what I saw last week, you should.
So I have the Browns winning this one 28-21. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks at home against the Minnesota Vikings.
I got the Seahawks continuing on their win streak 28-14.
I got the Seahawks 35-28.
I got the Seahawks 38-21.
And I have the Seahawks 35-21. Now for our Monday night game, it'll be the
New Orleans.
Yeah,
Los
Los Angeles Chargers. Sorry, y'all.
Moves them in Los
I
Angeles.
know there's been so many teams moving, and Los Angeles seems like they're the hub for all the transferring teams. But the Los Angeles Chargers will be traveling to take on the New Orleans Saints.
I think the Saints will take this 33-17.
I got the Saints 35-21.
I got the Saints 27-21.
And I have the Saints as well, winning this one 31-21. And so we bring up the big game for us, as the Dallas Cowboys will be at home against the New York Giants.
And I told Dino my strategy of why I pick against the Cowboys.
Oh.
But they proved me wrong last week, the week before last. But the Cowboys ain't as bad as their record shows. If they get that defense playing, I'm gonna take the Cowboys 27-21.
I got the Cowboys 35-14.
I got the Cowboys 42-13.
And I have the Cowboys 35-17. So that'll wrap up our Week 7 prediction show. We want to thank you for tuning in. We will be broadcasting and live streaming the Mexia Black Cats versus Brownsboro Bears football game on Friday night beginning at 7:30. We'll come on a little prior to that for our pregame show and lead you up into the kickoff for the game. We want to thank you. Share, let someone know that they can catch the game online at Mexia Sports Network. We want to thank our sponsors. Again, we want to thank Greer Time Media. We want to thank Joe Fridays for allowing us to use their facilities to bring you our player prediction and coaches show each week. Until Friday, we want to say go Black Cats. Have a great day.